The body language between 8-year-old Kyla Ngaru and her mother Faith Ngaru tells me more than what meets the eye. It is evident that Faith indeed took a leap of faith, nursing her child's condition, which bore the inseparable bond they share today. As we got down talking, Faith recounted to me more about her child's condition. She has mastered key diagnostic terms that she had to fully understand in order to be abreast with each milestone that Kyla has to go through during her growth.
My daughter Kyla has a disability called spina bifida and myelinocephalus. She got it before birth for the last 8 years now. Well, the journey has not been that smooth because spina bifida has its own challenges. You find that the child cannot go toileting normally. You have to use diapers. She's usually having UTIs because of incontinence. Whereby you find that at most times in the hospitals, in and out. So it is a bit of a challenge. The doctors are expensive, yes, that is for certain, because you find that most of the time maybe she can get the child after maybe a month, like almost every other month she usually has UTIs. And it is not easy because you have to go for consultation, you have to be given the medication, you have to go again, do the urinary test to check whether it has cleared. Yeah, so it is not easy. It is a bit of a challenge, but we thank God we are managing. Sometimes she has pains when passing urine, yes. Sometimes she won't feel any pain, but we'll find that the urine is smelly. So you have to go and do a lab test.
Every time when Kyla is in dire need of help because of too much pain, the teachers act as her shoulder to lean on. They have to constantly have Faith on their beck and call for her to rush Kyla to the hospital for immediate medical attention.
They have to call me, yes, because yes, they have to call so I can take her to the hospital and see how she's doing, and then she'll be attended to. Mostly is just this visit to the hospital which are on and off. Every now and then she's on medication. So you find that you are always in and out of hospitals most of the times. Yes, that is the main challenge, the UTI parts. And then there is also another issue of the spinal cord, which is also tethered. That is, it has called itself. So there is an MRI which I'm supposed to do like every other year.
Kyla's medical procedures are detailed and need a parent's full attention with no distractions involved.
Sometimes there is the use of catheters to clear the bladder because the bladder doesn't empty completely. So you have to use the catheter. And then at some point you are doing a procedure called washout for emptying the bowel, whereby you use a bag with some warm water to clear the stomach. I was taught, I did it for some time, and now I want to go back to it because there's challenge in the issue of emptying the bladder and the feces also, the stomach, yes.
Faith tells me that Kyla has to undergo thorough cleaning after every 3 hours.
For the washout, you do it before she goes to school, and then for the bladder, she has to do it when in school and also at home, because after every 3 hours, she has to clean her bladder to empty the urine. Yes, every 3 hours she goes to the toilet, does the toileting, goes back to class.
The tasks are others. Experts say the high demanding duties can embed a permanent image in caregivers like Mama Kyla.
So Mama Kyla had to be fully equipped with catheters so that she can know how to empty the bladder and stool from her child. When this happens, can it taint a permanent image to a parent?
Yeah, I think that first of all, she's a mother to a disabled child, and ambivalent feelings like they are there, good feelings as well as bad feelings. I would encourage her to capitalize on the good feelings. This is my gift. I will do my best and care for this child as long as I have ability to do so. Now, if she affirms herself like that, it will have positive engravement in her mind. However, if she goes negative, like this is a burden, why me? This might engrave some kind of negativity, and it can lead to anxiety and feelings of like disappointment. So I would encourage her to just love her baby the way she is and take it like she's serving the best person that God has given to her. Yes.
Are there any other downsides that she can experience?
Definitely there are many. She can experience a lot of downsides. There is what we call emotional exhaustion. Emotional exhaustion, you know, women have other kind of invisible duties they do at home. Cleaning the home, you know, market duties, and they have relatives to take care of. She has the community maybe is expecting her to go to church or do other things. Now, if these things are overwhelming to her, that is a downside. As I told you earlier, there are so many hours needed from her. If I call her for a cup of tea, she has no time for luxury. She has no time for chit-chat with her friends because most of the times her mind is preoccupied about what she's gonna do to assist her child, and especially if she doesn't have caregivers around her, if she's already the caregiver.
Despite Kyla's condition, Faith has not experienced any other hardship so far. This has allowed her to make Kyla more understanding of her condition. She urges other parents not to be discouraged but take care of their children with love.
I can't say that because we've been in business. So when my husband was with me, so he was taking care of the business. When she went to school, I used to help out in the business also. So I can't say there is any opportunity that I've passed by. No. Well, I would like to them to take heart and take care of their children because they are blessing from God. These children are blessing. They are very brave in class. They do well. Some I know they are in a worse condition. But what we can do is just pray to God and take care of them properly because there's medication, there is a part of love from the parent to the child. Just be there for your child and all will be well.
But it is not as easy, and Faith knows it all too well. Even with her strong will, she once fell into depression. She had difficulties accepting her child's condition in the beginning.
After immediately I gave birth, because I was asking myself questions, what happened to me? Why did I give birth to a child with a condition? I did not know that you could give birth to a child with a condition. I guess I was a bit naive because I did have so much information about children. I just knew that you give birth, you conceive, you give birth to a healthy baby. And when the challenge came in that he was born with a condition, I was scared at some point. I had so many questions in my mind. So I was wondering, what did I do wrong? You see, you ask yourself questions.
Kyla had to go through several medical procedures as an infant, and this led to Faith having postpartum depression. The painful procedures Kyla underwent were traumatizing to her mother.
I sank into depression for like 3 months. So by the time I got out of it, after a lot of medication, after a lot of questions and a lot of... Yes, I did. I went through medication. It was what do you call it? Yes, postpartum depression. I went through medication. I used to visit my doctor. You used to see how I was doing, then he could advise me to just take it easy. At times I was not even eating well, and I did not have enough milk to breastfeed. So my mother did a lot of work. My mother-in-law, she did a lot of work to make sure that I ate well, I breastfed the baby, she took care of the baby, and at times when I could not do anything for myself, she did all that.
Specialists get to shed light on matters depression, explaining its triggers and if it really goes away for good.
Mama Kyla went through postpartum depression after she gave birth to her child, and she was subjected to 3 months of medication because she couldn't fully accept her child's condition. So maybe you could expound on what postpartum depression is.
Postpartum depression affects many women after they give birth to the process of pregnancy and going to labor ward, and probably if they are predisposed. Some families have genetic predisposition of depression. Maybe if the mother or the father had depression, it may continue in the family genetics. So postpartum depression, mostly for her, I think it is the news she got, the baby she got who has a disability that probably she did not accept. She had to really process her mind, and maybe this brought her down. She took time to accept that now she has a lifelong care of a disabled child. She has to look for more work, within the child and maybe forget the work outside. She needs more money, and this can bring her down to postpartum depression. Now, depression also, we have clinical depression. You realize that clinical depression is very hard sometimes to diagnose. People meet and they say, I'm so depressed. They mean the mood situation they are in at that time. That is, you realize people during their day-to-day talking. But clinical depression goes deeper. It requires a psychiatrist or a clinical psychologist to diagnose the symptoms and the signs. And it is about feeling sad. It affects the body, the mind, and the thought processes of a person, where even the behavior probably changes. And that is why psychologists always advise mamas like Mama Kyla to seek for help from doctors. Yes.
So does this postpartum depression really go away?
Now, yes. The beauty is that once it's diagnosed by the professional and the patient is willing to see the doctor and to make follow-up with the doctor, it can completely be treated. However, if the patient has triggers and there is a predisposition gene from the family, it can always recur when the triggers come back. Probably like a downside of an illness, a business that is shutting down, and such other problems, they can trigger the feelings of depression. And the most important thing is working and making a follow-up with the right doctors.
You are watching TV47, the home of untold stories. Wondering what next in a crowded, confused and uncertain career market after KCSE? Worry no more. TV47, the fastest growing youth targeted TV station across the 47 counties, brings you an entire month of career options and choice opportunities across all the leading universities and TVET institutions. We have put together a rich group of experts who will guide you through your career aspirations throughout the month of May. This will climax with a virtual career fair scheduled for the 28th of May at the University of Nairobi Auditorium. All relevant stakeholders are invited to reserve a seat via David Katik at tv47.co.ke at tv47.co.ke on 999
New Blue Band peanut butter. Made with 100% pure peanuts and a good source of omega-6. Grow healthy and happy kids with New Blue Band peanut butter.
Hey, now that's hitting the right notes. When life gets boring, we bring out our play. You see, playfulness is in our DNA. It's in the way we move.
Kyla was born.
At that point, I remember my mother-in-law, she took me home. When I gave birth, I went to my mother-in-law, who took very good care of me. Yes, my mother-in-law. She took very good care of me with the baby. I was on and off hospital. We were on and off because after the surgery, you have to visit the doctors to check how the wound is healing and all that. I also got sick myself. I was depressed to a point that I could not do things by myself. So she took very good care of me, and I thank God for her.
And not just her mother-in-law. Faith says her friends and other family members have also stood by her side all the while.
Yes, at the hospital they came. While we were at home, they came to visit. They were so helpful.
The government has been of help to Faith and her child. They managed to join a self-help group for persons with or affected by spina bifida.
We have a group called SHAK. SHAK stands for Spina Bifida Hydrocephalus Association of Kenya. We have like 16 chapters in the country, all over the counties. Kuna Nairobi, kuna Meru, kuna Thika, kuna Mwingi, kuna Embu, there is Meru. There are so many of them. There are 16. So in the groups, we meet the parents of children with spina bifida and also the youth, because there are some youth people already are born with this challenge, with the condition of strawberry feeder. So tuna meet, we talk to each other, we encourage each other about the condition. Tunasoma how you're supposed to manage your child, how you're supposed to manage yourself also as a parent. We have so many things that we do. We have activities, the youth do beadwork. There is mentorship to the younger children who are in school who also have the same condition. So there's a lot which goes on. And in Dhika we have a group whereby we have the parents group and the youth group also. So in every chapter kuna youth na parents group. There's on a mission on guest stories about kujimanage, about marriage, about work, saving, a lot of stuff.
And like is the case with many persons with disability, the society has not spared Kyla ridicule and even body shaming due to her physique.
I remember a case one time when we were at home, just by the shops. Someone said, "You talk on a kichwa kubwa," and then I was like, okay, but I just let it go because it don't affect me that much. I know her condition. I know how she is. I know what she can do. She's a lovely girl. I love her. So those other voices don't interfere with my life. And I also encourage her not to let them get into her mind because they will not help her. She'll just withdraw. You just feel bad for yourself or sorry. But you won't be happy in any way. So just have to pick up the pieces and go on with your life. You know where you've come from. You know where you are going. And above all, God is there to see you through it all.
The society tends to utter some hurtful words towards Kyla, saying that she has a ginormous head. So what is the impact of such utterances towards Kyla and her mother in the immediate community?
Thank you. That's a good question. Yes, it's true that utterances have a lot of impact on an individual's life. And in this case, we need to know that the things we utter are equally important as the things we do to an individual. So the labeling we do to every individual matters, and they are very important, and so we need to be very careful. It's unfortunate that such words, like you have said, are being used on this child, and this they can mean to be disrespectful, they can be very hurting, and even they can demean an individual's life, in that the self-esteem can really be labeled by what this person is being called. However, we are now educating the society that we need to be very careful on how we label persons with disability. There are words that you should avoid. Any word that can maybe cause some hurting, it's important that we avoid them, and we ensure that we use words that will build them, words that will bring dignity to them, words that will enable them see their importance. You can give a description of this person in another way. Look at their abilities. Look what is this that they are good at. You don't necessarily have to describe them by their disability, but there are other positive things about them. So in this case, for Kyla, it's good that he realizes, again, he cannot change the community opinion. People are entitled to what they say and to what they utter. And so even as a caregiver, the mother should be careful on what is this that she allows to get into her brain. So she can filter the words that the community members will say. She can choose to take what is positive and ignore that which is negative, because she may not change the entire community. However, I also look at Kyla's mother, and I would say she may not change her place of residence. She may not change the community members' opinion. She will not change what people will say about her baby. But she needs to think, what is this that I'm gaining from the environment I'm in? So for instance, if this place is friendly for her to bring up her baby, the place where she's settled, then she cannot change that place. She may not need to transfer. She may not need to shift from there. All what she needs is to identify 2 or 3 people that can be supportive. And reason why I'm saying so is that even if she was to move from that particular area and go to another one, and this is what I would advise every other person who is also undergoing the same, that you feel the community is not appreciating you, is not accepting you, you feel they are using all those terms to describe your disability, and sometimes they are uttering things that can make you feel low. You may not change these people. you don't have to keep changing, because even where you are going, you still shall find people there who are also entitled to their opinion. So my thinking is, for persons with disability, don't change your place of residence because of what people are saying about you. Just choose to filter. What is this you allow to settle in your mind, and what is this that you're not allowed to settle in your mind? And then, as I've said, do an analysis of what are the positive things about the place where you are in. So for instance, we have said if the place is friendly, then you don't have to move. Just settle there. And then learn to accept that you never chose to have such a child. You never chose also to have that disability. So desire to just always be settled within you, that you know what caused the disability, you know why you are in that situation, and then let other people see that you are comfortable, and they will now look at you as a hero, and they would also wish to support you, because already within you, you've built a system that is powerful within you that can be envied by others.
At school, the situation is not any different. Her classmates get really inquisitive about her condition.
When it comes to the issue of toileting, they might ask, why is she not going to the toilet? Because she has a special mind she has to go. Why is she on this? Why is she wearing these other things? You see? So she'll come and ask and tell me, Mom, this girl was saying this and this. So I just encourage her and tell her, don't you worry. You don't have to listen to them. Just do your business. Let the other people talk. They'll talk here. But what you have to do is get encouraged and move on with their life. Because this situation is going to change in time soon. It is only God's intervention. So she has to be strong and take care of herself the best way she knows how.
Experts say that teachers have a role to play when it comes to making her classmates aware of Kyla's condition.
You know, education is a system that we all appreciate. Every child with or without disability should go through. And we are trying to bring on board an inclusive education where even children with disability are also accommodated. So in this case, I feel the teachers have a very great role in accommodating this child, in accommodating this particular child, because they are the people who are staying with this child for many hours, and they are the people that can influence the other children to love this child even with the disability. So in this case, this is what I would advise the teachers. The first thing, get to know what is this child with disability going through. What is his or her condition? What caused the condition? So you need to really understand. As a teacher, there is need for you to really understand the genesis of the disability the child has. Get to know how does she require, or how does the child require to be treated. And then once you fully understand about this child, then you'll be able now to tell the other students in the same class or the other pupils, you'll be able to tell them what is this that this child is going through. What are these devices for? And what are they supposed to do? You now allow yourself to be used to read the minds of these children who are quite curious. You know, children are usually naturally curious, and they are very innocent, even as they ask why are these devices being used on this child. So when the teacher comes in and tries to tell the child, tries to tell the other children what is this child is going through, why does he have or does she have these devices, then it is for the benefit of this child, and also for the benefit of the mother, even as she feels the child is well accommodated in school. Again, I feel the teacher also should use an inclusive pedagogy. We have the instructional methods that are used to teach, and these ones can be accommodative in a way that even as this child is in school, he feels appreciated. He feels he's also in the system of learning, and he's being well accommodated by the teacher. And this will make even the other children feel comfortable to stay with this child. So the teacher has a role. The other thing the teacher can do is also to monitor what are the strengths and the needs of this particular child. So if the teacher is in the know of the strengths and the needs of this child, then he or she is able to come up and strengthen this child, emphasize on where this child needs to be supported, and also realize on where to come in to help the child overcome what the other students may be saying about him.
Experience is the best teacher. After years of taking care of her daughter, Faith is now fully equipped with every bit of information that expectant mothers should know and practice to avoid the occurrence of a spina bifida in an unborn child.
So now when you discover or when you want to get pregnant, beforehand, make sure you take folic acid tablets. Zinaweza kusaidia usipate mtu ako na challenge most of spina bifida. You have to take them earlier on because spina bifida occur in the first 28 days. So for every young woman, every woman who wants to get paged, lazima wakunywe hizo tablets early enough. Ndio wasipate mtu ako na challenge. And then if it happens that you are mtu ako na challenge.
Kyla, take it away.
I am a fearfully, wonderfully made. I am a fearfully, wonderfully made. I'm gonna stand up like a soldier, lift my hands up, I surrender. Gonna sing a song and then I do like this, I do like